they have this idea, this harebrained idea, to race a Cessna with a 250cc dirt bike.
Oh, that thing was a twin. I don't think, it might have been a 250, but a 250 go 85, 90 miles an hour. I love how they're, again, we're going to skip to the end of this because I've been waiting. At the end of this, they are basically neck and neck running down a runway.
Yes. Yeah.
This 140 plus mile an hour plane is running with the flaps down at stall.
The flaps. What is going on with that?
Trying to slow down enough to keep up with this probably 80 mile an hour flat out dirt bike.
It's clear that the stunt pilot, who's very accomplished, is trying to make that close.
I mean,
because no one who's trying to win a race in an airplane would have the flaps down.
And that plane is dipping left to right. I mean, it is so close to stall, like 10 feet off the ground. It's insane.
That's what I'm saying. Well, there's so supposedly they even it out by saying he can't go higher than 50 feet off the ground, but it's still not going to be a close race.
Shouldn't
be, and it shouldn't have mattered that he took the shortcut either.
Road.
No,
right.
Like,
take
why
everything
doesn't he put
else
the flaps up and beat the race and land the plane?
Or leave the flaps down and just rip it. I mean, what the heck? You still
I suppose they messed with his oil cap.
Here's what you guys don't understand, because they tell you how he's able to win. He says, keep on rocking those tunes because you're zooming.
Oh, music has the power to make you go faster.
Propelled forward by the power of rock and roll.
But if you were watching the gauges in that plane,
you watch the gauges?
Absolutely.
I love you guys.
If you're watching the gauges in that plane, when it starts puffing smoke out, the oil pressure drops to from 50 to 10. I would assume it's at 0 shortly after because it's going down awful quick. You're losing oil. But he flies another
he goes a long way.
Film time of a minute and a half. So who knows in real life.
Land the plane. But
when you're only 5 feet off the ground, what's the difference?
That's what I thought too. It's
like it's just going to land when it runs out of horsepower. It's just going to stop.
It's going to stall out and...
Right. And I loved that scene too. Every time he touched down, it made squeaks like he was on asphalt. Right. But he's on dirt.
The other issue too, they go down the runway. Everything is cool. He's trying to not land the plane the whole time. He's going that slow. Right. They go through the ticker tape, and then all of a sudden, instead of just backing off the throttle and landing, he veers off into the nothingness and crashes the plane for no good reason. You're on the runway already. Just land.
Flashback scene to his dad taking his son up in an F-16.
Yep. Letting him fly the F-16.
Which is very cool. Father-son bonding moment.
It is.
It's insane.
Everybody should experience that.
He gets out and he leaves the helmet on while he's talking to the guy, right? He's like, I heard some music while we were up there. You might want to get that looked at. Yeah. Just clearly saying,
I know.
I know your kid is up there with you.
Well, he had to have known.
Right. As soon as that guy walks away, the kid takes his helmet off, and they're walking down the tarmac in full view of everybody. Right. You know how much trouble I'd get in if they knew that you were here? Right. Bro, put your helmet back on, man, and buckle the flight mask.
Put it all down, man. What do you...
Honestly, you think that a father is going to jeopardize his entire military career to joyride with his kid?
He would if he knew that they were just going to leave him over in Libya. I mean, sovereign nation, unnamed. Otherwise, how does he train his rescuer?
Everything on the ground is explosive.
Everything is.
Yes.
Everything.
Dude,
yeah.
that
little
tower,
the radio tower.
Cars. I mean,
and he happened to shoot that one explosive part of the radio tower with bullets. He didn't shoot a missile at it.
Right, no, that's...
Done.
Well, that's,
I mean, I appreciate a good explosion, but
listen,
I need well-timed explosions.
Radio tower doubles as a fuel tank.
There's so many times in that final battle.
All the tube is full of fuel in the radio tower.
Why is that so explosive?
It's the bullets.
3 gallons.
Because it's this is one of my biggest problems with that last scene is the explosive bullets. Planes do not explode in fireballs when you just shoot them with the cannon.
No, they don't.
Okay.
If you shoot the right part of the plane.
If you generally shoot a plane, it might disable it. It could take it down.
Like Chappie's plane?
Like Chappie's plane. Exactly. It could kill the pilot. It's not generally going to do more damage than missiles do to an airplane.
Amazingly, the bullets exploded a plane just like a missile exploded.
That's what I'm saying.
Because they only had the one explosion. And those were clearly RC planes that blew up.
I was just going to say,
They were just stuck in the air. Bam.
I was like, did they go to some kid's model shelf and pull these planes off and blow them up? Because it looked like
I
there
don't
was
know,
wood
but-
splintered.
That's what I was
all
going to
over.
say. They were clearly made of wood.
I will give the explosive people or the special effects credit, because when I tried to blow up my models with firecrackers, they never were that impressive. So they knew how to blow them up well, but yeah,
I mean,
it was
Simtex
obvious.
is better than
every time.
Black Cat.
They would have been better off taking like Batman of the '60s and just putting pow and kaboom on there.
Oh my God, that would have been such a better movie.
It would have fit the tone.
Every single one of these.
I just think it's hilarious that what ends up happening is all because Doug is such a moron that he accidentally flies into Russia.
Yeah, well, and Coop didn't help with that either. Like, how do you accidentally fly that far into Russia?
Even when the MiGs
Yes.
roll up to escort them out, Doug's like, I'm freaking out, man.
Right. He's the first one that throws aggressive action.
Right.
He gets shot down, and I said,
Yeah.
Doug dies? They actually killed Doug Masters.
They didn't just kill Doug Masters, they killed Doug Masters in the first
Yes.
5 minutes.
Right.
Even if we gave him like a 2-minute funeral, it'd be more concerned than anyone in the movie show.
You watch Cooper; it's like he's trying to stifle a laugh.
Yeah, that was bad acting, too.
That was the best take.
Chappie gives this motivational speech that basically ends the Cold War. Okay.
Right.
Yep.
And
What is the best way to motivate your group of misfits? 2
Uzis.
live round of ammunition, fully stocked Uzis. Tell them to shoot each other.
Not only that, then you take them from them and just start waving them around.
There you go. Come on! Nobody's got the guts! You losers.
everyone's going to listen and nod and go, yes, sir. No, we're right on board, right
Yeah,
there with you.
absolutely.
Please don't kill me.
And then we're all going to take our patches off.
Could you please stop talking with your hands? And the plan, as you said, was basically the trench run from Star Wars.
Bring on the X-Wings and TIE fighters.
Let me lay this out for you. And I'm not kidding about this, guys, if you haven't seen the movie. The purpose of the mission, they have to fly through the trenches and shoot a missile into an air duct that will trigger a chain reaction to destroy the entire base. Sound familiar?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
But before they can do that, a ground team has to go in and bring down the deflector shields. I couldn't believe they didn't even care. They just lifted it straight out of Star Wars.
Totally.
They're writing this on the bus on the way to set, and they're like, I don't know how you want to end it. Star Wars ending? Star Wars ending?
That works,
All right.
that works.
All right,
Star
we'll
Wars
do the
ending,
Star
let's
Wars
go.
ending. Let's
All
go.
right, replace the X-Wings with F-16s.
It was at this point.
TIE fighters with MiGs.
Civil War reenactment, but with World War II
World War II.
planes,
Yeah.
right?
P-38, a Spitfire, those were actually legit. The BF-109 was actually a modified P-51.
Okay.
Right.
And the Zero was actually a modified T-6 Texan.
Okay, so but 2 of the 4 planes were legit.
Legit. But
Okay.
there's not a lot of Zeros flying, so give them a
Right.
pass on that.
What
Yeah.
happened to them all?
BF-109, yeah, they got shot down.
Too soon?
The BF,
He's still talking crap 70 years later.
and you like how I answered him because I didn't get the joke that fast?
He's like, why don't you go ask those guys
Yeah.
where they're all at?
Yeah. I don't know. Probably the same thing happened to BF-109s, but yeah. When I
Neither
moved
am
here,
I.
I passed up the NRA's offer of 25 guns. And I'm like, I don't really.
you moved to
25,
Wisconsin, they offer you.
Did. They literally did.
You turned them down?
I did. I'm like 25.
You know, if you turn those down, then they give them away to Illinois.
I was going to say, I have mine and Charles's.
Yeah.
25 guns for a
That
penny.
is not a judgment.
Columbia House.
It's not a judgment on gun people. It's just not my culture.
Wisconsin has a Columbia House.
Seriously, I should have saved that. Culture shock, Southern California boy. Wow, 25 guns? Really? That seems like 24 more than probably I need. But
You pay
25
the
is right.
penny, and
Variety.
then over the next 2 years, you got to buy 6 more guns.
Full price.
Full price.
That's right.
Right.
Welcome to Wisconsin, the south of the north. Here comes this hitman in the most 90s suit of
You like
all
the flap
time.
in the back?
The flaps in the back, the shirt that it looks like. I mean, I can't even describe
That guy
it.
would trip going upstairs. That
Oh, for
jacket was
sure.
so
Oh, yeah.
long.
He had the mulletest mullet that ever mulleted, and he just. I
And
love
he wanted
this guy.
to be Steve Gutenberg.
He's so badly in his Jeep Cherokee,
Like
Yeah,
base
man.
model.
Brand new
Jeep
too.
Cherokee.
Never
Dude,
just right off the
He
lot.
reaches, I love this. This is something that kids who would watch this today would never notice. When he gets out and goes to go inside, he reaches back in the door and locks the handle. But he holds the outside so it stays locked because that's how some of the cars work.
Yes.
Yeah.
Andy actually had to use a key to open the door.
Oh, remember when you had to use a key?
Yeah.
Remember when there were
Like,
2
an
keys?
animal?
Yes.
You had to
Oh,
reach
yeah,
into your
one for
pocket
the
and you had to
keys.
pull them
Yep.
out and you had to unlock the
outdoor key
keys.
and ignition key.
No wonder we were always exhausted back then. Nigel, the British
just
guy, is
awful.
flying his plane, and Nigel,
Is he standing up backwards, waving at the guy?
This is so bad.
and he freehand aims and shoots this plane down.
Literally went, what the hell?
And the plane just breaks in half from it.
Seriously, new planes need better
The
construction.
plane went down like the Titanic. That's how it broke off.
That's how RC airplanes break in half when you shoot them with firecrackers.
I hate this part.
Nigel's plane inverts after the other
Why
one
does it do
explodes.
that?
He hit the stick.
And there's this upside down plane
Chappie's just
with
like,
this
"Hold
guy,
on."
and his legs are just kicking and dangling. He's just
So-
hanging from.
I love that you go
With a
wingtip to
wire.
wingtip and flip the plane
Right.
back over, but it's not perfectly level.
Perfect, like
It doesn't-
right back.
And he falls into the cockpit.
Was ridiculous
Plausible.
and awesome.
No, it was terrible.
this
And the scene, the special effects when he flipped
It was probably one of the more
dumbest-looking
entertaining
special
scenes in the
funny.
movie.
The very next thing that happens is Sue deploys his foil.
Yes.
On his tinfoil. I'm
your
so
foil.
terrible.
So it's supposed to be little tiny shreds,
Shreds.
right? So good.
He's got freaking
Foil
Reynolds
deployed.
wrp in his car.
So awful.
Oh
And
my
the
god.
missile right into it. Boom.
And the most unrealistic part is he didn't cut himself on that edge.
Yeah,
trying to
oh,
pull
yeah.
that
No,
stuff
because he didn't have
out.
to tear it off. He just tore the
I
whole
hate
roll
that
off
edge.
and-
I'm always like scraping my hand on it.
What's pretty awesome is what happens when the church
oh,
blows
yeah.
up.
Best death
is
ever
good.
in the movie. The bell comes flying slow motion to him, and he looks at it, and he's like,
Right as he gets
Like
in
he's
the
got a
Jeep.
magnet in his forehead.
Wears
just
it as a
attracting
hat.
his
"Where's
bell.
his hat?"
He's got a
And
magnet in
there's-
his forehead.
Freaking, they should have caught to one of the guys with like the laser guidance thing on. And it's like locked, and then like the bell just boom.
Do me a favor. You want to have some fun.
man.
Go watch Iron Eagle 3 and pause it right in the shot before the bell hits him, where they draw the strings and the dummy's hands come up to his face like Kevin McAllister right before the bell hits him.